Welcome to tacosandgeeks.com. We are back, and this is going to be our spoiler review of Fast X because we have a lot to talk about. Absolutely, me and Sean did a spoiler-free review. Now we have Nadia here who also saw it with us, and we're going to talk about full-blown spoilers. Before we actually dive it in, I just want to talk about this one scene because it's been on my mind for since we saw this movie. They stopped a neutron bomb with a car with Vin Diesel by himself. And then the bomb blows up everybody else in the radius in the car, but his. Ow. I had to get that off my chest. That almost took me out of the movie. What do we get those guys on that scene? I had to just start off with that.
Whoever, I guess, you know what? Like, it's what you should expect from a Fast and the Furious movie. Something completely unbelievable, devoid in like physics and reality. It's just, first, like, they should, if whatever car company they get, should get kudos for like putting that up to make that complete BS that has to be at least like a couple of ton bomb hitting a car, and all it does is put a few dents in it. I mean, there's a point where the car, I laughed when the theater clapped and yelled when he drove the car into a crane and the crane knocks the bomb into the water, and then the car rolls over and then starts up again. Like that. I mean, there's no car. I've watched cars get into a light fender bender and the engine is done. And you're telling me this car head rammed a crane and it was just like, oh, like it was nothing. Like like it just like it tapped the bumper and it kept going.
Yeah. Just like, and then throughout the whole movie, I was just keep asking myself, how is his car still going? When did he get it fixed? Number one, because remember he went to Brazil, he still had his car. When did he get time to fix up his car? And
these are like GTA actions. Like he just drove into a garage and then 2 seconds later, his car is completely repaired.
Nadia, what were your thoughts? Let's get your thoughts of the movie and of course spoilers and stuff.
I have such a love-hate with this franchise. Like I can't, like it's so bad. It's terrible. But it's one of those like you just got to turn your brain off and just go in and like not think logic. I basically describe it as like, you know how in movies when like people go to the movies and they go to see a movie that like looks so stupid, like the movies in movies. That's basically how I describe Fast. Like it's a fake movie. It's not a real movie. It doesn't exist. It's just terrible. But the first like maybe three, I absolutely loved like the original. Like I've been a Fast fan since it started, but I feel like it's a completely different franchise. It completely shifted. It used to be more like street racing and like logical. And then they all became like super agents that for some reason no real agents exist. So they just keep using this family that keeps adding on additional family members. But like I said, you just got to turn your brain off and just have a good time. Like I feel like I can't give it my usual like critical analysis because it would be like a 0. But if you look at it from like an entertainment standpoint, it's you're there screaming. Like remember we were there cracking up and laughing and having a good time. Just it's nonsense, but it's a fun popcorn flick.
Yeah, and just before Sean chimes in, it is utter nonsense, and just the fact that they ignored the rules of death. Like, well, we're gonna get into that as well. But Sean, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say like what's amazing about this movie is this is a movie that literally is about family. And I remember I just sent you a meme of something like, listen, Dom is full of shit. Because remember, it's not all about family. There's a dude missing. If you remember the first Fast and Furious, what happened to the dude that was there? It was the fourth guy, the guy that was always reasonable that was there. Because remember, it was Dom, the geeky kid with ADHD, his other friend that hated Paul Walker's character, but we all know he died.
He came back and
it was Letty, and then it was another guy. That dude has not shown up in another Fast and the Furious movie since the first one. He wasn't in the second one. He didn't show up when they all came. Like, yo, did my man just get a job, or did like he just go straight and legit and just say, "Nah, I'm not part of this anymore. I'm no longer family." Like, what happened? Like, I'm wondering if he's gonna show up in a movie. Like, he's gonna be a surprise character.
Which guy? Because I remember the tech guy died in the first one.
And then there was I forgot the guy's name that was always arguing with Paul Walker. And then there was a fourth guy they had. And he just completely disappeared.
Yeah, Vince comes back and dies. Oh, wait, I think you're talking about Leon.
Yeah.
This guy.
I can't see it. You gotta
it's probably gonna be Johnny
Yeah,
Strong.
There you go.
Yeah, what do you call it? So he disappeared completely.
Yeah, I don't remember him.
Out of the entire franchise. Like, there was
died.
Yeah, they didn't even, if he did die, they didn't even talk about it. They didn't say it. They didn't say whether he went legit. They didn't say like he got into another racing gang and then he was killed. My man was just like, he was dead, then he was no longer family. And like, everybody else is family. I mean, they've added so many people to this extended family that it's crazy. Like, there are people I'm waiting to come back. Like, what's her name? Eva Mendez's character, I'm waiting to come back. Who else showed up?
They showed her a photo in that weird obsession room that he had of a Dom.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for like Hobbs's sister, Shaw's sister to come back. Yep. Who else could possibly come back that we did? Hell, I'm waiting for Roman Reigns to pop up. I mean, after a certain point where Hobbs and Shaw, right? Why can't the whole, like, The Rock's whole family pop up? You know what I'm saying? At that point, they all family.
Exactly.
Everybody come back from the dead, so
yeah, like, that's another thing.
Gal Gadot, like, they're gonna have to explain that one. That was just, I don't know how. Like, this is what I'm talking about with the rules of death. They just ignore it. Like, did she not fall out the damn?
They have a Lazarus pit. It's worse than Arrow.
Yeah, it's just like,
exactly.
Everyone comes back.
Like, it just really broke the whole. And I know they did it because she got popular, fans love her, and everything else. But she fell out a plane. Like,
everyone's a secret agent.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we can't really say anything because didn't Han blow up in a car, and then we had to, we watched him come back. So
I mean, at least they had an explanation for that. So, like, he got out the car before. I mean, that's entirely possible to get out of a car before it, like,
Who fell out of the plane? Gal fell out of the plane, right?
Yeah,
but she fell out of the plane with no parachute.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: the plane wasn't that high when she fell. So,
but she's standing. All right, so is she gonna be rehabilitated? They better show some training montage of her.
I mean, the thing is, what it's been since she fell out of that plane. It's been what 3 movies since she fell out that plane. So let's say it's 3 years since then.
Their timelines are all over the place. Yeah. Like, logically, nothing makes sense.
And I mean, look at Letty. Letty was believed to be dead, and then Letty has blown out of the car, has amnesia, and shows up with another gang. So it's entirely possible. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that will make me walk out the theater and say, all right, this is enough bullshit, is if Dom's son's mother shows up. Like, he gets popped in the head, but it didn't hit anywhere near, it bounced around and her brain healed and she was just in a coma and she wakes up and shows up somewhere. Like, that's when I'll be like, you know what? Fuck this.
She had a metal plate in her head that saved her from the bullet.
Exactly. You know? So, I mean,
or Cypher was like, oh, that was just a clone or some other shit. Where it's like, oh, we didn't really kill her. What you saw was an illusion. We drugged you before you got here. Like some fucking Scarecrow and Arkham Knight shit with Batgirl.
It was her evil twin sister that was pretending.
I mean, but she has a sister in the movie who randomly showed up out of nowhere. It's just like everything is family and connected. And I'm just like, I don't get me wrong, folks. Me talking about the spoilers doesn't mean I did not enjoy it. I had fun with this. Like Sean said, like when we left the theaters, we were upset. the fact that they actually pulled it off for me to actually want to see the next two movies.
The cliffhanger.
Okay.
And I have to revamp something. I said Endgame when I said in the last review. It wasn't Endgame. It was Infinity War. That when everybody walked out silent. Endgame, everybody was just happy. But Infinity Wars is where everybody was just completely silent, and that's how it felt. But what bugs me out is that, like, okay, like, here's something that's crazy. Like, the sister knows that's her nephew.
Yeah.
Does the kid know that Letty is not his mom? Because the way he ran up to her was like, okay, mom.
Oh, yeah, he knows.
Okay, as long as they had that talk. Because I'm like, did they have a talk like this was your mom? And now Letty is just,
Yeah, he knows. I think they established that in the other movie. That Letty is just like stepmom.
Okay, well, that's not a problem. And I mean, it seems like in the movie, like, Dom is trying to, like, get Letty pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing about this movie. Like, why is it that whenever there's another female character in there, it just seems like Dom is about to run up in it? Like, it doesn't matter who it is. It's like before we found out it was a sister, the way he was looking at her holding her, I was like, yo, bro, like, Letty ain't dead, bro. Like, you gotta relax. Like, for some reason, like, you meet some chick and then you're just like,
that could be his daughter.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you just tapping everything. Like, relax, bro.
Can we also talk about how he lifted up a car with his bare hands and used it like a shield?
One
like
hand.
Captain
Wasn't
America?
it one hand?
Yeah, with one hand, like he was Captain America. Like, where did he get super soldier serum? Like, he lifted a
He's like, hold up, I got this.
Yeah, lifted up a damn car to shield himself. I was like, this parts of this movie, like, Sean, even as absurd as that is, you guys just go like, all right, I like, even when we turn our brains off, this just this level of believability that I could only take. This one was just like, bro,
like, beyond stupid. What's that part that we were laughing for like 20 minutes straight? I could not stop laughing.
Oh, that was, oh my god, was that? I think that's when they escaped the explosion. I know it was one of it was the first one was when they escaped the explosion with the kid with his son in there. And the second one, oh my gosh.
Because it was before that
before they dropped down on the dam.
Yeah, before the dam. The dam was just beyond ridiculous. Like, I was like, I can't deal with this shit anymore. But before that, there was an even more. Was it the crane? Maybe it was the crane.
It was the crane. The crane
really made everybody laugh.
I think it was the crane. Like, I legit was holding my mouth because I couldn't stop laughing out loud. Like,
the crane made everybody laugh. And I could. And what gets me about this is that it's like, Dom. Okay, unbelievable thing when the sniper was shooting out the helicopter. I'm like, that is a high power sniper rifle. A car door made of fiberglass is not going to stop those bullets. Those bullets go through. Those bullets can go through tanks. Like, one bullet should have hit that door and Dom should have been flying across the highway. Like, after that, like, I sometimes I'm like, everything makes sense until Dom steps in front of it. Like, bullets don't affect him. Laws of strength. Like, all of a sudden, he's like, he gets so mad he turns into like the Incredible Hulk. And then
what did he tell his son? Just believe. Like,
everything. That's another thing. Just believe, and I believe in you, Dad. And they can drive down a fucking. They can drive down a dam.
Let's talk about John Cena's part as well, because I was just like,
Peacemaker.
Oh, that was it, Nadia. That was the John Cena plane part was when we lost.
Oh yes, the John Cena plane. What the?
Oh yeah.
That's when we lost it. It was
my god! It's like this little make a toy plane.
Yeah,
little toy prop plane. Let's just fly it out of this plane.
Yep. And I mean, how good is he at some kind of agent where some chick is on the plane and she's like, I got you, and she knows that's what's under there.
Yeah.
And they set him up and then he goes down and he's like, they know where we are. We're gonna get off this plane by flying my little toy plane that I've had on top of my car this entire time, and we're gonna be good as a. I'm like, holy shit! Like, but at least John Cena, for the most part of the movie, was grounded in
reality.
And it's like he just played who he was. Like,
he's just Peacemaker.
He didn't try to act tough. He didn't try to act Like, right, he was just fucking funny throughout
Big
the whole
goofball.
thing.
Yeah, he was better here than how he was in 9. 9, he tried to play too much of a heel, and he didn't really come off like as believable as here. He's Cena. He's John Cena.
He's super Cena.
Super
Yeah, he was
Cena.
definitely super Cena. 100%, bro. He was definitely super Cena. I
And I
mean,
mean,
but like that plane scene, that is what really
Yeah, that was
drove
one of
me.
the worst scenes.
It really was. And the fact that they keep having this kid drop. Oh, also when the kid was like untangling fixing the car in the back, and then Jason
fixing the grenades and the bombs.
yeah, I'm like,
I was like, well, how would you let this child out of your sight like that?
knowing that someone's trying to kidnap him.
I was like, this is ridiculous.
I mean, it was just
Oh, you think John's dead?
no one's dead.
No.
No.
I don't think any of them are dead. I think,
No, I absolutely do not think, especially now that we
He
got
jumped
The
out
Rock
just
coming
in
back.
time.
I think they'll make, just so people will wonder what happens. I think the next movie will be, I think The Rock will get what he wants. The next movie will probably be him and Shaw and what they've been doing this entire time. And they're going to give that spotlight. Like, Dom is not going to be involved in it. And at the end, they're probably going to show you how both groups got out of the danger that they were in and made it. Because I mean, it would be a really crazy franchise just to know that like everybody died and then everybody who wasn't a main character has to take over and do everything. Like Eva Mendes has to come back. Like Charlie Theron has to now be Dom and be, lead everybody in family. Shaw has to come out. He has to find another, him and his sister have to come in there and they find another long lost brother. You know what
Mark
I'm saying?
Wahlberg.
Exactly. Like
Marky Mark's next.
Yo, don't say that, Nadia, because that might actually happen. Like,
Marky Mark is next. I'm calling it. They played. Didn't he play a song? Didn't John Cena play one of his songs?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
And I mean, a song he tried, which is shockingly, he tries to forget that like he was Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch. Like
Marky
he tries
Mark
to
is
forget
back.
that so bad. And like there's so many characters. Like also the Tokyo Drift characters. We haven't seen. I mean, I know Bow Wow need a check. Like I know, like you can see him pop in with.
I didn't see 9.
Yeah,
so I don't even know what happened to him.
Yeah, but I mean, they came back for 9, and I'm pretty sure because they're family, they can end up showing up in the next one. I don't know what they'll be doing, but it'll be funny to watch them show.
I mean,
what you think happened with the plane? With Ludacris and Tyrese and all them.
I think they jumped out.
Yeah,
they jumped out.
I think they got in the cars and drove out.
Wasn't there a car behind them? They showed a car behind them, didn't they?
Yeah, there were a couple of cars.
Yeah, they're definitely flying out of there.
I don't Ludacris, Tyrese, and I forgot the girl's name who's
Game of Thrones. She's pointless, but Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I can't see them killing her off. I can't see them killing any of them off without it being like a major thing. I mean, but special shout out to Pete Davidson for being like really funny and playing his own role in there. Like me, not even like he was just for the time that he was in his scene, he was hilarious. Like
was it muffins?
Yeah, everything was with the muffins. He was like, yo, when he threw him into the copier, he was like, damn, bro, I think you made the copier work again. And I was like, yo, it's just Pete Davidson can play his roles as long as you don't try. I've seen him in a serious role once and he did okay. And as long as you let him stay in his element, I think he's a good actor for what he does. Don't have him come and do anything crazy. Just leave him as comic relief for a short time.
And Natalie, what was your thoughts on Jason Momoa?
So it's ironic because a lot of people liked his performance. I did not. I mean, I love Momoa. I think the comedic standpoint, he's great. He's entertaining. I'm always gonna watch him. He's super entertaining. But his like villainous, like it was corny to me. I'm sorry. I was laughing. He was not he wasn't like, I don't know. He was basically like, I described him as like a flamboyant Jack Sparrow, like fake wannabe Heath Ledger Joker. Like
Mhm.
he tried so hard to be like creepy, and like the creepy scenes did not like do it for me. His comedic charm will keep you entertained, but like I don't know. I don't think he works as a villain to me.
Mhm.
Like he wasn't intimidating. Like when he tried to do that like lick the knife thing, I was like, what are you doing? Like I was laughing, like Jack Sparrow, like I don't take you serious. But what I would say is like what we were mentioning, like I could definitely see Lobo.
Yeah,
So that
definitely.
was exciting, but oh, and then also they didn't kill Momoa because he's gonna be in the next one and probably face The Rock. So that was intentional. But
Yeah,
yeah, I just
him.
don't think he was intimidating. He felt more like a parody, like he was too eccentric, like too looking flamboyant. Like I don't know, he
Mhm.
wasn't intimidating, but he's fun. I mean, I love Momoa, but he was like a
I,
bootleg Joker.
yeah, I had a different take. I think the movie wouldn't be what it was if he wasn't the way he was in the movie, because the franchise usually has a set villain. The person is just ultimately evil, does like the most horrific shit, and you can honestly just have to root for Don and the family because
Mhm.
this person really needs to get kicked off the planet. And that's been almost every villain they've had in the movies. The one thing I liked about Momoa's character was you kind of rooted for him here and there, because there were times like you wanted him to fail, or like until I saw the ending, I was just like, you know what, this is a good character they're gonna waste and they're gonna kill off. And his comedy is hilarious. Definitely when he had the code switch of like being really comedic and then turning like evil, like he go dark real quick, like especially at the end, he was like, "You suffered enough down time to die." Like that was a little unbelievable. Like if he would have just said
And The
something
Rock was
like
like, "You
"die,"
pulled the trigger." I'm like,
yeah,
Yeah.
"Oh God."
yeah, it was like if he would have just said "die" at the end, and then it would have probably come off a little better. But overall, I think if he wasn't who he was in the movie, this movie would have failed and it would have sucked. Not sucked. It was just been another Fast and the Furious movie. It's because he was so flamboyant at times, and then he got serious, then he was flamboyant. I definitely agree with you that his more comedic side was the better part of his acting.
Mhm.
And when he got serious, it's like somebody should have said, like, hey, if you're gonna be serious, like, yo, you gotta transition to that either so fast that people can't believe, like it seems like a personality switch,
Mhm.
or you need to um like ease it in there, be just as comedic, kind of like Jack Nicholson's Joker. Like he was funny as hell, but then you'd see like in between the comedy, he was really sadistic.
Yeah.
And if he was gonna do that, then I'd be like, okay, I
Yeah, because
can't.
what was he supposed to be diagnosed with? Like schizophrenia or something? It
Yeah,
wasn't
Yeah.
believable.
they went past that so fast, like, and that's okay, I think they just did that to explain why he
Had
acted the
dead
way he.
bodies having coffee,
Yeah, exactly. Like
doing their nails.
I think they did that just to explain him, and then it was just like, okay, like he switched. But I still, overall, I can give him props for being the character that he was
Mhm.
and making it exactly what he was. Because to be honest with you, like, now to me, he's the villain they should, if they're gonna stretch this franchise all the way out for another couple of movies, he should honestly be the villain for the rest of the franchise and have a climactic in. I like the when they decide to end this, because I don't think Charlize Theron's character is any longer is like a threat. I have a feeling now she's family, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
like, oh, here we
And
go.
and that's another thing. All the villains, I mean, same same thing we've seen lately is these redemption arcs with these villains. And now I guarantee, like Sean said, she's gonna be family, especially now that Gal Gadot's back rolling with her this entire time. Like, don't they better explain that one. Um, I think how it's gonna end is literally gonna be like an end game scene where everybody's in their cars and it's just gonna be some either one big race or just some one big battle within cars like Twisted Metal. Obviously, we were probably gonna get a big scene between Rocky and John Cena because that's gotta happen. Um, you know, I'm upset that I'm invested now because it's just such.
I'm mad. I want to watch this crap.
Yeah.
It's so absurd now.
And we can't figure out at what point in the movie, and I don't know about you, Nadia, at what point in the movie did we all get invested? It's like it went from, okay, this is a Fast and Furious movie. Let's wait for the bullshit to, holy crap. Like I'm into this movie. Like when the end happened, I was just like, what, why is this over? What do you mean it's over? No, where's my closure? Where's my ending? Like, no, you can't do this to me. I was like, then I started to say, when the hell did I get so invested in this now? Like, at what point did I stop and go, this is my movie? Like, I don't know when. I don't know if it's the same for both of y'all, but I was just like, when the hell did this happen?
I think for me was when I was just like, when I saw the plane, John, as much as I hate that scene, I think I was just like, you know what? I'm all for this. Fuck it. I'm just like, you know, that's when my brain turned off. And I was just like, this is like the room of action films. Like this shit's like, it's bad, but damn it, I can't keep my eyes off this shit because it's so insane. And I just wish I had shots with me for the 28 times these motherfuckers said family.
Yeah. Definitely people go in, you got to make some bets for counting the
family counter.
That was so fun. We were like, oh, remember there was one scene where it was like 5 in like a matter of like 2 minutes. We're like,
and you know they did that shit on purpose too.
Family.
You know they did that shit on purpose.
Family. My son and my family.
Yeah. He said, my son.
I'm coming after your family.
Exactly.
Do you want to be a part of my family?
Honestly, that is definitely it. But one thing we all got to give this movie, they finally broke the fourth wall and started making fun of themselves.
Oh yeah, they had
to.
What's the thing? The scene with Hawkman, he basically was like, "This is fucking bullshit."
Yeah, he was like, "Yo, these guys divide God and like physics."
Yeah.
And
yes,
they do. And he's right. Like the movie has become a meme. You have to make fun of yourself. You can't sit down and just be like, "Oh well," no, just lean into it, make fun of it. It made it a lot better. Like, because we were like, "Yo, this is bullshit," but at least you acknowledge your bullshit. Like,
I feel like it's become the like scary movie of action movies.
Yes,
that's exactly how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm like, John Wick is up here, The Raid is up here, Fast and the Furious is way down here, but it's like in terms of entertainment, it's still here.
Yeah,
every time, and they're gonna keep getting our money because just when you want to give up on the franchise, they pull this.
Yeah. I gave up and I came back.
Yeah. They are a bad relationship. They're like a toxic, bad relationship.
It's like 22 years later, we're still not married.
Like, you're like, yo, we're no good together. This doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, look, stop cheating on me, bro. Like,
both got baby mamas and baby daddies.
Exactly.
Come back.
They were like, we're done. And then we break up. And all of a sudden, we see each other in a club or somewhere, and then everything rekindles.
In a club in DR.
Like, I don't even know. I'm afraid for the Fast and Furious.
Or the train in Tokyo.
Exactly.
Facts. Like, or Brazil. Or somewhere else.
I'm afraid that the Fast and the Furious, like, my godchild is going to have kids that are going to now be able to go to a Fast and the Furious movie with me, because it'll be like Fast and the Furious, like, it'll be Fast 36. Like, Dom in like a nursing home somewhere, like really
family never ends.
Yeah, like taking off. Like the whole crew is in a nursing home and the kids are now middle-aged with kids, and they're teaching the kids to drive cars. And it's always gonna be one last ride with Dom and everybody in wheelchairs. They're gonna somehow modify wheelchairs to be like fast cars.
Oh my god.
And that's gonna be it. Then I'm gonna be able to look at a kid and be like, yo, man, let me show you something down memory lane. This was the original Fast and the Furious movie back in the days. And they were like, what is that? Those are
I'm
cars?
dead because I joked about space probably like 6 years ago, and these motherfuckers went to space.
Space, yep.
I'm telling you, all that's next. I guarantee the next movie you're gonna find out, since freaking Gal Gadot had a submarine rise from the in Antarctica, I guarantee you there's some underground base, fucking Atlantis somewhere, where we're gonna have freaking the battle of the seven seas
Underwater
next.
races.
Somehow they're gonna manage to have a car boat where the car is gonna be able to shift its wheels and float on top of the water. I guarantee you they're gonna do some wild shit that is gonna have me be like, you know what? Now I'm done. It's gonna be the most absurd shit that, as much as it restored me to coming back, they're gonna do something outlandish that I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm done. There's no coming back from this. Fuck this franchise. It's gonna be something, I guarantee you. But what to end it, Nadi, what are your thoughts? What do you give it?
All right. So first, I want to give a shout out to Charlize and Michelle Rodriguez. They are two of my favorite female action stars, and I love them. They were great on screen. I did want to see a little more Jason Statham. I feel like he was a little underused. But overall, I had a good time. It's freaking outrageous. There's plot holes and, like I said, like time home gaps like galore. Like so many things don't make sense. But after like 10 movies and 10.2, and we're gonna get 10.3, and we're gonna probably after that they're probably gonna announce more. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like they have to keep it exciting and do stupid things to keep people to keep going. But I feel like I said before, I can't give it like a usual critical analysis because then it would be like a negative.
Yeah.
And if I look at it from that standpoint, but in terms of just like pure entertainment, it's a popcorn flick. I would still probably give it maybe like a 7, a 6, 5, a 3, a 0, a negative 100. But it's fun. I can't lie. Like and definitely see it in theaters. I feel like you got to see it in theaters.
You need an audience.
Yes, you need the crowd
absurdity.
excitement. We're all laughing with each other, like, what was that? Like, oh my God, like, did you see that shit?
It's like, is at this point, it's just like Legos. Like, what are you going to do next to build? Like, what set piece are you going to do now? To like, what more can you do with a car?
Exactly.
To make it, like, clearly their cars are indestructible. Clearly, the rules of death. They better come out with some magic elixir to restore some of these characters, because like there's no way. And I'm actually shocked. Before something we didn't touch on, I'm shocked they didn't use, because the rumors were they were, the brothers, Paul Walker's brothers, filmed some scenes. I'm shocked they didn't, either maybe got cut, but I'm shocked that Brian didn't show up in this one.
I don't know. I have like a weird. I don't like when Hollywood uses holograms as dead people. I find it like super disrespectful and cringe and very uncomfortable. I mean, if Paul Walker's family like knew how much this franchise meant to him and it was like a legacy they want, like he would have wanted them to carry on, like if that's the conversation they had, then maybe. But I still am like not comfortable with that whole thing. I rather just like that whole beautiful scene they had driving off should have honestly been the end of the franchise when they did that tribute to him.
7.
With,
yes.
What's his name? Black and Yellow.
Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa. Yeah, that beautiful tribute they did with the Wiz Khalifa song. Honestly, I would have preferred that to be the end of the franchise. Like, show him respect. That's it. That's the end. But if he honestly would have wanted to carry it on, I feel like do it in a respectful way. But it's all on his family,
I think he might. The reason why I think they might not have done that is because if they're doing 2 more, he's definitely probably going to be a surprise character, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to be a surprise character that stays throughout the entire movie. Because here's one thing I didn't understand: like, where's Mia's kid? Mia was running around the entire thing, and you didn't see Paul Walker or their child.
Yeah, she like briefly mentioned, "I gotta go get my kids."
Yeah, and I'm like, where were they through it? And I'm like, maybe it's something, because I thought when the guy went flying in the kitchen and she smiled, I thought they were gonna do like it was gonna be him, and he was gonna say, "Hey, get out of here! I'm gonna take Mia somewhere safe," and then that was it. But I was happy it was Cena because it made more sense.
Yeah,
but I thought that would have been it. But maybe they're saving him for another movie. Maybe they're waiting for the technology to get just a little bit better where it'll look a little more seamless, because I think him and his brother kind of look really alike.
Yeah, they do.
And to be honest with you, do you really, if him and his brother look close enough alike that you really can't, you can, as a fan, you'd be able to tell, but you really can't tell, and the acting should reflect that, they'll just call him that. They'll call him Brian. Then you really shouldn't need that much technology. You should just use his brother
use
and
him. Recast him, basically.
Yeah, and then just recast him as his brother. And then what you do is you give them a final send off again where Mia and Brian do not show up anywhere. Like, Mia and Brian are like, yo,
we're leaving the game. We're retired.
Yeah, like, this is terrible. We want to raise our kid, in peace or whatever. So we're going to fall off the grid and then go. Mia can show up, like she's like, hey, I couldn't leave my brother out there. But Brian and the kid, they go off somewhere and that's it.
Yeah. I agree. All right. So any final words?
One more thing.
But
I didn't love the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't
this time around. There was nothing that was like, oh snap! Like I remember Too Fast and Furious back in the day. Like I was, woo! I had the soundtrack. I was like, oh my god, I want that car. I want that car. Like this one, nothing like stood out to me. I was like, oh okay.
Well, you're right. You said in the beginning, it's no longer about cars. Now they're just secret agents. Through everything. I mean, the gold Lamborghini wasn't enough. I was just like,
yeah, it used to be about the cars. Like now you said, now it's just secret agent man and
secret agents. Which superstar are we adding to the movie to become family next?
Yeah,
like I said, Mark Wahlberg. I'm calling it.
It seems like it was like I forgot what franchise was it where the guy just kept casting his friends and it was just like, oh, it's like the joke what they always say with Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
like he just cast all his friends and they just film like a quick movie, but they're just for like vacation for grown-ups. Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, that's his wife that died in the movie. He might be in it.
Don't be surprised.
But you want to hear something funny? You know who else does that? James Gunn.
Yeah. His wife was in Guardians.
Yeah. The entire cast of Peacemaker and everybody was in Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Christopher Nolan uses the same actors too.
Yep. So
all right, so we're gonna wrap this up, and everybody, thank you for watching us here on Otakus and Geeks and the Gotham Geek Girls channel. So we'll catch you on the next one for more reviews, interviews, and more. Later days. Peace.